I was raised as a toy by the mafia boss who saved me from my abusive adoptive father. I worshipped him like a god and loved him deeply. On my 20th, he killed me with his own hands. You saved my life, and now I'm giving it back to you. A gunshot rang out. The bullet pierced through my body, but the pain didn't come from where I was shot. It came from my heart. I looked at the man holding the gun, my vision blurring. Through the haze, I couldn't make out his expression. What kind of emotions were behind his finger pulling the trigger? What kind of emotions made him fire the bullet that pierced my body? That man, who was like a god to me, the one I worshipped. Master Yusuf. I muttered with the last remnants of my strength. His gun remained steady, unwavering as it aimed straight at my chest. Even as I fell, even as the darkness swallowed me whole, a fleeting, foolish hope bloomed in my fragile heart, a desperate longing to hear him say my name, to catch the faintest glimpse of hesitation, of regret, before everything slipped away. Even just a little. Emily. A man's voice? Who is calling my name? Who is it? Is it you, Master Yusuf? Emily. The man shouted again, his voice full of urgency and panic. Hold on. I'll get you to the hospital right away. Yusuf, are you crazy? You actually shot a 20-year-old girl? Emily, hold on. Hold on. Hold. Before I lost consciousness, I vaguely heard that person calling my name over and over, urging me to hold on. Though my vision and hearing were fading, I could still make it out clearly. I knew that the one worried about me wasn't you. Not the one I revered. Not you, Master Yusuf. Not you, not you. You're like a god, untouchable and perfect. And me? I'm just a toy in your hands. A broken toy isn't worth feeling sorry for, is it? Besides, I'm a toy you've grown tired of, one you want to discard. A toy that's in the way when you no longer want to play with it. It's better if I just disappear, right? I understand this very clearly. I understand it very well. I shouldn't have any expectations from you. It's absurd to think that a toy could hope its owner would love it like a lover. It's not your fault you broke me. It's not your fault. A toy that refuses to obey its master, a toy that dares to make demands, a toy that fails to bring joy, has no reason to exist. My disappearance is not your fault. It's my fault. If my disappearance can provide you with your final bit of entertainment, then I'll be satisfied. A toy that entertains its owner even until death, that is the glory of the toy. It's my honor to be your toy. Master Yusuf, my great master, to die under your gun is my supreme honor, my glory, my glory. The ambulance raced to the hospital at lightning speed. The medical staff placed an oxygen mask over my face as my body was rushed into the emergency room, where they began a surgery that should have been impossible to survive. The master's aim is flawless, no one he shoots has ever survived. And as someone struck by his bullet, I'm certain I won't be the exception. I wasn't afraid, I didn't struggle or wait for death to come and greet me. I've heard that before death, people see all the events of their past life. On the brink of death, I gradually confirmed this saying to be true. Though my limbs had lost their strength, and even my eyelids were too weak to open, I could still clearly see my past very clearly. Glimpsing into the past of me, the toy belonging to Master Yusuf. It was a rainy night. I guess I'm about 7 years old. I think I'm 7 this year. That day, I escaped from the home of the person who raised me. He was a violent man, a typical drunkard. Every time he drank until he was utterly drunk, and when he was drunk, he would hit me. A third of my life was spent enduring his brutal beatings. I had no parents, I didn't know who my real parents were, and I didn't understand why they didn't want me. Since they gave birth to me, it would have been enough if they just didn't want me. Why were they so cruel to throw me into such a horrible hell? At first, I thought this man was my father. But during one of his beatings, he cursed me viciously, saying that I was just the little brat who had been thrown on his doorstep years ago. If it weren't for someone asking him to raise me and paying him every month, he wouldn't even care if I lived or died. I could no longer bear this life. Today, with an unknown courage and determination, I escaped that hellish home. I didn't think about what to do next. I just ran wildly, thinking that running like this would free me from that place. Fortunately, that man was too drunk to notice I had escaped. I kept running until I was so exhausted that I couldn't even stand. Finally, I collapsed in a corner of the street, completely drained. It must be the middle of the night now. The entire street is pitch black, empty without a single soul in sight. My body ached terribly, and the rain hitting my wounds made it worse, but my heart gradually eased because this was the last time I would be beaten. The last time my body would be covered in bruises. The last time I would experience such pain. Completely drained of strength, my eyelids grew heavier and heavier. Just before they shut, a man appeared before me. And it was this man who rescued me from the darkness, only to plunge me into an even deeper darkness.